Hello and welcome to this lecture where we would be exploring how to join a Windows 11 workstation to the domain. So we've set up Active Directory in the previous video, and now we want to test it to see can we join the Windows 11 workstation to the domain. Just like we said, the purpose of this course is for system administrator training. And we have already established the understanding that a domain is a collection of objects that are managed from a central point of view, and it can only work if you're in the same network environment. We've already set up a network environment that can enable these two machines to ping each other. So essentially they can talk to each other. And we have set up the DNS, and we want to see, can we test it out and see can these two talk to each other when it comes to joining the domain. Now, just basic checks, just go to CMD and see if we have that still running. So 192, so I'm pinging the Windows 11 workstation, which is 192.168.1.2. Yep, I can still ping it, which is grand. And this server is going to be resolving any queries, like the DNS queries that will be coming from the workstation when we are joining the domain. So it's essential to us to double check that. Can we ping it? So if I go to command prompt and I ping 192.168.1.3, which is the server IP, we can ping it. Can we ping the DNS server address for queries? So we need to just double check the DNS server address. So I think I made a snip previously. So these are the IP addresses that the DNS server would resolve. So we essentially then need to make sure that we try to ping this. So this same IP is the one that we pinged, and that pings. And let's see if we try to ping this from, yeah, so it's the same address that we just pinged. So we just need to make sure that we have the right network configs and try to join the domain. So when we want to join a computer to a domain, the domain is running, it's live, we can ping it. What we need to do is, I normally use a shortcut. I use Windows 1 and I go to this command, system.cpl, and I go to OK. And then we can, to rename this computer or change this domain or workgroup, click change. So at the moment, when you look at the current network configs of this Windows 11 workstation, I'm just going to go to control panel and go to network and internet, and I'll go to adapter and check its IPv4 settings. It has no default gateway and it has no DNS server. So we need to put the information in there. So the default gateway, I think when we set that up previously from this one, I think it was just going to go to the local server, and I'll click on this and I'll just double check this IPv4 properties. Okay, so that wasn't set up at all. Okay, just cancel that. So what we do is I'll give it, say, 192.168.1.254, and then the DNS server, as we've seen already, is 192.168.1.3. Just double checking. Yep. So I would click OK and close this. So doing fine. And I'll just make sure I have that set up here as well. So I'll go to its IPv4 settings, the default gateway 192.168.1.254. I'll click OK, close. Just refresh. Yep. So just double check that. I don't know why it's taking so long to identify, but we'll keep it like that. Click on close, and we will go back to the snap in, and this is where you click to join a domain, and our domain name is extractshare.local. So extractshare.local, and then we'll click OK, and we are prompted a network administrator credentials. So I would use, this normally comes up when you have the settings right. So I would use, the username is administrator. And this is the password. So I'll click OK. And then it would, yeah. So it is welcome to extractshare.local domain. So we have joined it successfully. We click OK. And it says you must restart your computer to apply these changes. So I'll click OK. And I'll close. And actually I would restart now. That should come back up in a few seconds, but it might take longer because now that the workstation has now been joined to a domain, it needs to establish all the necessary system files that it needs to be able to communicate effectively with the workstation, with the server, with the controller, the domain controller. So normally this reboot normally takes ages. It takes a long time. So we'll just wait for this to reboot and apply all the necessary configurations, and then we'll see how the login page is. So we have the restart in progress. So the restart has been successful. So we're just going to log back into the local admin account. And we would just go to the settings page again. And you can see now it says you're on a domain. When I click on change, you can see that it's showing that we're on a domain. Okay. So, and the computer name is now staff PC01, whatever. Now that we've confirmed that it's joined to the domain, what we need to double check is to check Active Directory users and computers and see if has it registered in the Active Directory. So we'll go to Active Directory users and computers, which is here. So the snap in for that is this Active Directory users and computers. So I just click that open, and we would go to computers under the extractshare.local forest. So when I go to computers, we can see now that we have this workstation that's joined to the domain. And this workstation can be, normally it's best practice to modify the description. Belongs to, say, whoever the staff is. It belongs to Collins in IT department. Something like that. Okay. So we have joined the Windows 11 machine to the domain, and now we've seen how it works. The other thing we would double check when we start creating policies and stuff is that we would create a user, and then we would be able to log into the workstation as that user and see how that works and all that. And we'll be applying policies and a whole lot more. So this will bring this session to an end, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be exploring other things to know about Active Directory. See you in the next video. Thanks.